back. Vision Podcast, man. It's going to be a good one today, man. Got Big Bro and pull back up.
You already know.
Got a special guest today, Miss Tiffany White. But before we get into everything, I got to ask, how was your weekend, Miss Tiffany?
Amazing. It's always great.
Great?
Great. Yep, great.
You doing anything interesting?
Well, on Fridays and Saturdays, I actually do a healing circle for youth. So we have a through the organization and in partnership with CAO at the Edward Saunders Center. Fridays, the second and fourth Fridays and Saturdays, we have about 45 to 50 youth that we do an anti-violence program and teach them about domestic violence. So
Okay.
that's my weekend from 6 to 9 and keep them off the street typically till maybe till 10 o'clock, but give them something to do Friday and Saturday at night.
That's what's up.
Oh, yeah, that's dope. What about you, Big Bro? What you have popping this weekend?
Work.
Working?
That's all I do, man. I get a fresh cut and everything just to go to work. I don't
Go to
do
work, huh,
nothing.
man?
If I ain't at home, I'm at the gym or I'm at home with the dogs.
Yeah.
Rained all day Saturday, worked a little. Yesterday I relaxed. I ain't do nothing yesterday.
It was a cool weekend, man.
What about you?
Yesterday, Shawnee, our girl Shawnee, she crossed over
Yeah, I seen that.
with her sorority and everything like that.
That's
So I
what's
went
up.
to that.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, that was dope. So I went to show her some support. Saturday I went to go see the Michael joint. We're gonna unpack that a little later on the show.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna give you my take on that joint. It was
Okay.
super dope though. You know what I'm saying? Anybody out there, go see it. You know what I mean? For yourself, man. It's a beautiful movie, man. You know what I'm saying? But of course, I got some funny takes to
I'm already knowing.
buzz down. But yeah, like I said, man, we got a special guest in the building today. We got a mutual friend, Dana. He had hit me up. He is like, yo, I think my friend, would be good. You know what I'm saying, for her to come to the pod and share her story.
That's
And
what's
then
up.
you sent me the clip, and I was like, wow. I was kind of blown away by that. Like we were just talking off camera. I was just blown away by the fact of you having this facility called the Alabaster House and everything like that. But what really got me was that the fact that it just doesn't house the person that was abused, but it also houses the abuser. So I want you to enlighten my viewership about what you got going on and everything like that. And, we just gonna unpack your story, man, because it's an amazing story.
Thank you so much. So I am the founder and executive director of the Alabaster House. It's been just about 3 years since I started it. I am a survivor of domestic violence, and I'm turning the TV on and I'm seeing black women being killed. I mean, women in general, but of course my heart is in my own community. So I'm seeing
Right.
black women being murdered at a high number by who is supposed to protect us.
Mm-hmm.
Who's supposed to protect us, who is supposed to provide for us, is now turning around and killing us. And that struck something inside of me to realize that this is, I understand some of their stories, and if I continue to not say anything, I'm part of the problem.
Right.
So it took a while before I could say something to even admit that I was a survivor. It took a long time to say it, and you think about back in our days, and I think, Andrew, we about the same age in the 90s, no one was saying, hey, I'm in domestic violence. We were saying, oh, you was fighting your boyfriend? I was fighting my boyfriend too. So it was
Yeah.
normalized.
Yeah, it was normal.
I grew up on Jefferson and Dodge right here. So it was normalized. So I didn't think anything about domestic violence at all until now. It started hitting me about 4 or 5 years ago. Like, whoa, this is what you was in. So as I'm helping women come out and I'm, talking them through that this is what you're in, whether it's verbal abuse, and let's get it, let's put it on the table. Domestic violence is just what it is, domestic. So if you're in a house with your husband, your boyfriend, anybody that you're in an intimate relationship with, that deems that domestic. Anybody else is just assault. So if it's your boyfriend, your husband, your sister, your mother, your children, it's domestic violence, know. So that is what it is. And then we typically talk about the physical abuse. It's mental. It's emotional. We have something now spiritual where people are stopping people from worshiping where they want to worship. It's financial. I hold all the money. You got to ask me for what you want when you want it. I give you what I want when I want to give it to you. Then we got the high school children. They are just giving away their passwords to their boyfriends or girlfriends without them asking. I just want you to feel comfortable. Well, I don't know if he trusts me or she trusts me, so I just give the password away. Now they get upset and you locked out your phone, your accounts and everything. As long as you're in that intimate relationship with that person, it's domestic violence. So, this is where it's going. And one of the things I will say, being the only African American organization in the city of Buffalo that does this, me looking around, as I shared with you earlier, I keep taking women out. They keep going back, keep taking them out, they keep going back. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to say waste, because it's not a waste. That day I took you out, could have prevented you from getting killed, right? However, you keep going back. I was like, let me think about this. No one's dealing with the source.
Right.
We got organizations that take these women out, and typically 90 days is about what you stay in the shelter. Some have 2 years. And then after the 90 days, well, they don't have the money to continue to keep you in the shelter. And you feel like the victim, I might as well go back home because that's a shelter. That's a safe space, kind of a safe space for me, right?
Trauma bonding.
Or a familiar place, right? It's
trauma
familiar.
bonding, yeah.
And God forbid if I have children, I can't be in the street with my children. So the first time I went to someone's house and I said, well, can I talk to your boyfriend? Where are you at? Let me talk to the husband. She was like, well, I don't want to hit you. I was like, I ain't worried about that. And I asked him, I said, well, why do you abuse her? You got children by her. She obviously loves you. She's still here. And he said, if I can keep it 100 with you, I saw abuse growing up. My father was beating my mother. I saw my uncles beat my aunts. So I thought this is how you get your woman into submission. And I was like, well, you gonna kill her. This ain't no submission. You can, listen, I'm a woman. Talk nice to me, I submit. Come on now, kick it with me, I submit. Give me something to submit to, and I will submit. So it started right there with that, and I was like, okay, I got brothers, I have uncles, I'm a black woman, I love my black people, my community, but what I do know is we grew up in those houses. I'm 51. What goes on in this house, stay in this house. And then it was, you a man. You a man, you don't cry, we don't whine. Or, I remember falling on the ground and being made, a big attention was made over me. Oh my God, let's go get your Band-Aid. My brother could have fell on the ground. Shut up, you a boy, you don't cry, get up. So early on, we took y'all voices from y'all to be able to say, I'm hurting, or what's going on with me, because we men, you don't cry. And so for me, your voices have been taken from you. It's been stifled. You don't feel comfortable saying I've been raped. You don't feel comfortable saying I've been beat. You don't feel comfortable saying I saw my mother being beat. And no, it wasn't me physically, but there's a thing called vicariously affected. I'm affected by what I see. So there's been no space for you all to say that. So in my thought process, if I can deal with you all, mostly men, because there's women who abuse too, then we will get to the source of the problem, and we can eradicate this a little bit more than what we're doing by taking women in and out of houses, kids, putting them in shelters. The shelters are filthy. They're dirty. I wouldn't send anybody to a shelter. So that's my thought process, is let's get these men some help. Let's make it safe and okay for you to talk and say, I'm hurting. Somebody hurt me when I was a kid. I saw pain. What do I do with it? I'm angry, or I don't have a job and I want to provide for my family, but I can't. And now I'm angry, and hurt people. And you typically hurt the one that's close to you. So that was the thought process of me. Lead a woman and the children in the house. Because we used to be very important, where society cared about the women and the children. You wouldn't murder us, you wouldn't hit us, you wouldn't beat us.
No women, no children.
You took care of the women and children. Now I don't know if the generation changed, but we are a commodity.
Definitely changed.
We are a commodity to. It don't matter. We part of the. Listen, they just slaughtering us. So I thought if we could take the women out, if we could lead the women and the children in and bring him out, put him in a safe space, get him some counseling. Get them something we do boxing lessons, get that anger out of you, and, a men's circle where you can talk with other men that's been there, then I can restore you back to home. Hopefully we can send you back home and put the family back together. These children need their father, so that was the thought process.
Oh, man,
that's what's up.
That's super dope.
That's what's up. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Oh, that is dope. Because you see, like you said, you see it a lot. I get to scrolling, and, you see it, and you just be like, I'm like, man, how could you do that to her? Then you see how big the guy is. You see how little the woman is and stuff. That's why a lot of times, every once in a while, I really don't like sharing those videos. I might take something from the video and write a stat, and I'll tell women, like, yo, get you some self-defense class. At least try to defend yourself. And I know a lot of women, because I had a couple of friends, and I would ask them, say, yo, why you ain't, hey, man? She's like, man, it's going to be worse. And I'm just like.
What makes it worse?
If they fight back. If they fight back. And I get that and stuff, but yeah, it's definitely a sad situation, man. And kids shouldn't, like with me, the relationships I've been, I don't argue. I don't even argue. We have to talk.
Right.
So I tell all my exes, I'm not arguing in front of these kids.
That's right.
They don't, because I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, my mother and my stepfather, they're not together no more, but I can just remember growing up, I'm like, I know they had beef, but we didn't really know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we didn't see that. It wasn't no
Right.
name calling, with no get out, or
Right.
you stupid B, and none.
Right.
I didn't see none of that.
Yeah.
And stuff. So I carry that on with me, like, and even if I seen some of my homies, I'm like, yo, friends, I'm doing that in front of your kids, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even with the female, if that's my homegirl and she mess up, I'm like, yo, y'all doing too much in front of these kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But society don't do that. There's not a lot of men like you that say, when I say to the bros, you know this man over here beating this woman, you ain't gonna say nothing. There ain't none of my business. It's all of our business.
Right.
It's a community business.
Yeah.
It is your business. You have to say something. Who else is gonna say something?
Right.
Yeah.
Then when she dead, you saying, ooh, I ain't know it was that deep,
Yeah.
or I should have said something.
Yeah.
Or how do you tell a mother that her child has been murdered by somebody she loved?
Yeah.
Somebody who said they loved her, by the children's father. You know, I'm looking at the news every day. I'm heartbroken every day.
Yep.
These 8 children lost their lives in Louisiana at the hands of a father.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The red flags are there.
Yep.
We're nurturers. We women, we nurturers. We love. I know I am. We love. And so you see the red flags, and, you know, we get to thinking we can fix people. We can help people, you know, but it takes an entire village, everyone. When we see those red flags, and a lot of those red flags, the pot is boiling. Mental health is big. And we were told that we don't go to mental, you know, in our communities, you don't go to no therapist. You don't talk to no mental health. Lies they told us.
Yeah.
I am
That's
an
a fact.
advocate for mental health.
That's a fact.
Go
Yeah.
get you somebody. Just like, if I can make it a simple, you know, I've been in the medical field for 25 years. If you can go see the cardiologist for your heart, the podiatrist for your feet, we see the gynecologist, we see the dentist. Why you think you don't need to go see a mental health person for your brain to make sure it's good?
Yeah.
We're overwhelmed in life.
Yeah.
Go talk to somebody. It is. I tell people, listen, it is unbiased conversation. That person don't know you. They can't judge you.
Right.
But they can give you their professional opinion, and you get to hear it from someone else other than the people that's in your circle every day that's going through the same thing you going through. And you gonna tell me something, and you going through what I'm going through. Get you somebody. Get you a therapist, a pastor, somebody to talk to get that out of you.
Yeah.
We used to talk about that when we were younger, like the stuff that we seen, losing friends. Like I lost my first friend when I was 15. He was 16. Like that's not normal.
That's not normal.
You know, normal to see somebody every day. He went to go visit his father in California, and he ended up getting tied into some gangs, and he got murdered. And then after a while, you know, this person, the situation with the Jacksons on Bailey, and then my best friend, and you get numb to it. And I told my man, I said, bro, we used to go to funerals, and the next day it was go to school, go to football practice, go do your, and we just dealt with it. And then now, 52, 53 years old, I be on TikTok and crying for strangers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like literally, like, you know, dude, oh man, I miss my brother, boom, boom. And I'm just like, I know what he going through. Because I've been there.
I remember my first case now that I'm 51 and looking back. The first time I seen domestic violence, I had an aunt and uncle. They argued every day. Coming in the doors every day. I was like 8 or 9. They argued every day. And we used to, as kids, we was normal. And then one day she killed him in front of us. He laid out on the floor dead. I'm 8 or 9 years old. Kids go upstairs. Police come, take him out the house. She went to jail one day, came home the next day. And ain't nobody never asked us, well, we okay. I'm
Well,
like,
that's
that
not
wasn't
normal.
normal.
Yeah.
That's not normal. And you say, well, you know, like I said, vicariously, it went into me. And then we grew up and we kept seeing it. We was going to funerals, like you said, back to back to back to back. Come home, eat dinner, go to bed, wake up, and it was okay. Nobody asked us, you okay?
Yeah.
As a child, you know? So we got to use our voices. We cannot keep acting like we don't see this. Men got to be men. You got to stand up. You got to protect the community. That's what you're made for. God created you all to protect and cover us. If we ain't covered, who covering us?
Yep.
We can't cover ourselves.
Yeah.
And I'm very big on being covered. I'm a woman. And I'm outside all the time helping somebody, feeding somebody. And I'm single. divorce, who's covering me?
Right.
Who's protecting me? Who's looking out for me? My back is to the street feeding people. You know what I mean? So who's protecting us?
Right.
It's crazy because I seen like the real dark side of the domestic violence, like all the way. I seen 3 different cases where people I knew got murdered, right? And were the murderer, I should say. So it was the one, I don't know if you remember, remember the dude Keith that danced? It was Keith Carmen back in, I don't know if you, but he was living in the Falls and he killed that girl at the mall.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, follow her all the way to the McKinley Mall and killed her inside the store.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I knew
You
him.
talking about the barber?
Yeah, the barber,
Yeah.
my man.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
And it's like, yo, I never, like, he was always super cool. I never sensed
always
none
cool.
of that. You know,
They
it was
always
so
cool.
shocked. Me and Mac we were so surprised when, you know what I mean? But snapped and that happened. And then it was another time, I don't know, cat I knew named Todd. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we know that.
Yeah, and it was crazy. This is when this was spooky because I saw him. I live out in Wheatfield, so I ran into him at the mall, and I used to do a lot of. I grew up with like his family, like it was Mario Al.
Yeah.
We all son together. So I used to go over his house a lot. He lived on Verdun back in the day. So then he had kind of moved out my way. I ran into him, whatever. And, he was teary-eyed and everything like that, crying and things like that. He was like, yeah, my girl just got killed, man. This, that, and third. Come to find out, he the one that did it.
He did it.
Then there was another time, it was a female that we used to, I used to, be out here with my CDs back in the day, selling them. I'd be at the Galleria a lot. And this girl, she worked in the Galleria more. She was a real supportive of the music. And she was telling me, she was like, telling me and Mac, she was like, I'm about to move to Atlanta. I guess she was in a relationship. She was trying to get away from homie.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I know exactly
Yeah,
what
we
you're
know
talking
that
about.
is.
And he killed her.
And the message I give to the young ladies is, you can't even say you leaving.
Yeah.
Because when you say you leaving, they lose the control.
Yeah.
So they're controlling. Most abusers are controlling, and they think whatever they're doing, they can do it forever. There's always time, to get it right. And the minute you say you leaving, they lose control.
Yeah.
And see, in my case, I thought the same thing. Now, and know me, know my family. My neck been popping since I was a little girl. I wasn't just in no abusive case, and I was just taking punches and laying down.
Right.
We was fighting. I'm fighting back. You know what I'm saying? Man. And so I said, I'm leaving. I'm moving out the house. I'm done with it. And it wasn't for abuse. It was for cheating. I'm leaving my cheating partner. And I packed my stuff, think I can move out the house. All hell broke loose. I can't move. Like, what you mean? I'm a prisoner or something? Like, so I had to rethink the move. Grateful that I had a common sense. I had to go back in the house and sit down and play the game, regroup. That's why I offer 30, 60, 90-day escape plans. You can't go in a house and say I'm moving out. No, you can't. I snuck and moved. It took me about 4 months to move. I don't care if I was moving a fork, a spoon. Listen, I had a house for 6 months. Nobody knew about it. I didn't tell a friend. I didn't tell a family member. I didn't tell the children. Every day I got off work, I went to this house and hung up some curtains, put a picture on the wall. I would take the things out the house that nobody was thinking about. And it took 6 months to fully move out that house. And I would go back to the house with the kids, pretend everything was good, wake up the next day, go to work, go back to this house. 6 months before I finally got out the house. But you can't. You think you grown. Yeah, you grown, but it ain't about being grown. It's about being smart. And you got to get out. When I finally did move out for 12 months, no one knew where I was at. I didn't tell her. So 12 months, I had to cut off every mutual friend we had together. I had to stop the mutual friendships, even the family. Y'all might not can't see the kids for a little while. I got to get me together. You know? And in the midst of them 12 months, I only got me a pistol permit and to the range, and I shoot very well. And what's up? And what's up? Before I had to feel okay. Before I could, the kids, you can have your people. Y'all can, they listen. However, I needed to make sure I was safe and I could take care of myself. Because, we come from the streets. A lot of people in and out of jail. So there's times when both my brothers was in jail. Both my uncles was in jail. And that's the other big part. If girls got males in their family and then the men ain't there to protect you, then you free range to people, So both my brothers was in jail. Both my uncles was in jail. My dad died. I've been protected all my life.
Right.
Now I'm not. So it's all kind of things to this thing. But You know, I do. A lot of people say, "You taking up for the abuser?" I said, "I'm taking up for the family.
Yeah.
Children need their fathers and their mothers.
Yeah.
Period. They'll be better. First of all, the trick of the enemy is to break the family apart anyway.
Yeah.
So if he could take away the family and break us apart, they won. Not even talking about the other people, and we ain't gonna say names of people in the world that don't look like us, that want to break up our families. You know, so if I can help that family stay together, and we can get you a job, and you can talk about the abuse and get you some help and learn how to, you know, verbalize the pain that you're in instead of taking it out on her, knowing that we love you. We really do. We love hard. Women just love. We just love you. And so, you know, we ain't perfect either. However, we just don't want to be. We don't like what you're doing to us. Yeah. You know, we don't want to be beat. Who wants to be beat?
Right.
So what do you say to, like, because I've been told this too by some females I know, and they be like, you know, I've been treated so bad through our relationships, I wouldn't even know how to handle a dude if he treated me right. I've been told that, and I was like,
that's real.
Wow. Yeah.
I've experienced that.
Yeah.
I say to these young ladies, you won't know what to do with it if you don't go get healed. We live in a society where we get out of one relationship, we go to the next relationship, we go to the next relationship. Women don't want to sleep alone. Men don't want to sleep alone. Who wants to be lonely? Who wants to be alone? We were not designed to be alone. God designed us for each other. So, of course, I miss you. You miss me. I came out a man's rib. I'll go deeper. I came out of a man's rib. Somewhere out here is a body that I'm supposed to be joined to. You know what I mean? Mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm a rib outside of its body, and I need to get back to that rib. You know, you have a missing rib, and there's a hole in you, and this rib need to be found and put back into you, right? So, but we don't take time to know who we are. No one wants to. Nobody want to do the work of getting healed. Take that time. I got divorced. I think the last time I truly dated someone might have been 2019 or 20. I took that time. And when I took that time for myself, God started showing me my whole entire life. The pandemic happened. I was sitting on the couch because life quit. I worked the whole pandemic because I'm in the medical field. However, after work, I had nowhere to go. So I'm at home one day, and the girls are all grown up now, and it's just me. And I'm like, wait a minute. And God started showing me my life on Reels. And I was like, oh my gosh, I did not know I'd been through this. I didn't know I had been through this. I didn't know I had been through this trauma and this trauma, because we just keep going. And we add in trauma. What you say? We normalize it. That trauma just keep going on top of trauma, on top of trauma. No one takes time to go get healed. I took that time to find out what I like, who I like, what I want in my life, where I want to live, what's my favorite food. Just find out about Tiffany. I'm the one that's been taking care of all the kids in my family, all the adults that live with me. I've never had an alone moment. Never lived alone, never been alone. So I had to, and it was loud to me. The first few months to a year was like, woo, this loud. And it would have been easy to just go back. But I had to make myself go through it to get healed. And once I got healed, now I know how not to hurt somebody else that want to love me. But at the same time, it makes me no tolerance. What you got going on? I ain't dealing with that.
Zero tolerance.
I ain't dealing with that. So I say to the women, and I say to men too, take that break. Please, it's imperative. Don't take that baggage to the next person. Going both ways. Don't get that baggage. We don't deserve it. Either new person don't deserve it.
Because a lot of people, like even myself, like I lost my wife. My first wife. I'm married again now, but lost my first wife in 2020 to cancer, and I had realized, well, God took me through a whole phase of me getting to know me. You know what I'm saying? Understanding, you know, and I got a strong relationship with him. You know, and he showed me a lot of things about myself that I didn't realize. But one thing I was like, oh, I really didn't know who I was outside of being with a female. I was always with a female. Like I was always with somebody. I never had time with just me. So I took some time, like you said, you know, before I started dating again, you know, I took some time to really like get my relationship right with him and get to know who I was. Because I really didn't know who I was outside of a relationship. But the key thing too that you said, like a lot of people don't know. I tell people all the time, if you want to talk about dating and getting with, you better get somebody that got some God in them. Because if you mess with somebody that ain't got no God with them, you don't know
That's
what
a
you
fact.
might be.
Unless you ain't
You know
got no
what I mean?
God in you.
Word.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Now,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's nasty out here.
Listen, I'm afraid. And I said I'm single. I
Yeah.
don't desire to be single.
Yeah.
I'm not lonely, so I ain't taking nobody.
Yeah.
I'm alone, but I am not lonely at
Right.
all. I'm busy.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm doing I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm working. So I got room for somebody. But you
Yeah.
can't come to me broken and toe up, and
Oh, that's a
I
fact.
absolutely not. You
Yeah.
will not destroy me.
That's a
Right.
fact.
You know what I mean? So I know. So, the thing about it is I tell people I have a degree in theology, and I get to talking to people and I say, listen, who holds when a building is burning, before the fire department run into that building, don't somebody ask somebody, the chief usually say, where the blueprint to the building? We're not just running in this building. What's in this building? Get the blueprint. Well, God designed us. He created us. He has the blueprint for our lives.
Yeah.
There's a scripture in the Bible, and Jeremiah said, I know the plans that I have for you. Jeremiah 29, I know the plans that so why wouldn't we go to God and ask him what is the plans that he had for us instead of leaning onto our own understanding and just out here. He created somebody for us.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a
Yeah.
person created for you.
Yeah.
And that rib gonna fit right back into that rib cage perfectly if you just wait.
And how about this though? Sometimes God wants us to be alone for a while so we can do His work.
He needs you to.
You know what I'm saying?
Here I am. Here
Yeah.
I am.
You know
Been
that
busy.
part. You know?
Paul talks about that in the Bible. It is
Yeah.
better to be single
Yeah.
and be about your father's business.
Right.
Then when you get married, you got to be about your husband or your wife's
Right.
business because now they come first.
Exactly.
So, but we in the society, of course, everyone wants to be happy. You want to find that right person. You will not find that right person if you don't take care of what's going on inside of you.
That's a
Heal
fact.
yourself so you can attract who you are.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. That's good stuff. I hope y'all listening out there.
Yeah, it get real because you'll see. Me and my buddy was talking one day, and he was telling me about how he was going through it with his girl, and he said, "Man, I'm not." He said he had to tell her, "I'm not here to pay for whatever your baby father's. That's not my bill. That's not my bill to pay for." And I be trying to tell people, even with my situation, I'm like, I'm just not ready to date right now. You know what I'm saying? I said I'm focusing on me. I'm trying to get my house in order, my comfort zone, my finances straight.
That's right.
Because I can't be out here playing. We getting too old. We in the last quarter.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's the last quarter,
That's
and
it.
I got a strict program. Like I don't, the slightest thing, my friends be like, "Yo, bro, calm down." I'm like, "Nah, I can't. This is who I am." And I just, like you said, you got to sit back and just reflect on yourself and find out who you is. I watch people. I watch my friends. I'm like, "Damn, homie, you just got divorced. You about to get married." I'm like, "Yo, relax.
Relax.
Calm down." Bro, get to know yourself, man. I know you don't want to be by yourself, man, but just relax, man. Like, it ain't that serious. Same with my female friends. They know not to call me. They know because I'm going to give it to them raw. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because you my best friend, you little sis. You know what I mean? No, you stupid. You out here playing yourself. Quit playing. I know you. I've known you since you was 15. You better than that. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing we got to do. We got to start checking each other. I always
Hold
tell
each
people,
other
I'm quick to
accountable.
check one of my friends. Like, bro, you out of line. And if you can't check me, then I don't need you around me. I don't need no yes men around me at all.
I tell everyone that I do what I do. I'm certified in restorative justice healing circles. So I have a women's group, I have a men's group, and a children. And in the women's group, I don't really get involved a lot in the men's group. I try to stick my head in every now and again and say, let's have a conversation with the men from a woman, so you can hear from a woman's point of view, a healed woman.
Right.
I'm not broken. So a healed woman, I can tell you a different, and I've been married and I've been divorced. So I can, I've seen some
Right.
violence, a whole lot of violence.
Right.
But the women, I say, because for myself at 51, I have an accountability person. I have an accountability person. And before we fall out or anything, we sat down together and we had this agreement. You get to tell me when I'm stepping left or when I'm wrong or what I shouldn't be doing, or as the old people say, your slip is hanging. You get to tell me that because I know you're telling me from a place of love.
Right.
You love me. It's no other reason why you telling me this except for you love me. And I got to accept it because we made this agreement when we were cool. Ain't no anger. I ain't going to fall out with you. Thank you for that. I got to go home. I got to check myself. I got to look at it. But get you an accountability person. Somebody say, hey, no, you dead wrong for that.
That's a fact.
Don't hang around a bunch of people that won't tell you that. How you looking stupid out here and they're your friends that won't say nothing to you.
Yep.
Now get you an accountability person.
Yep. That's a fact.
Man, Well, so let me ask you. So how long has the Alabaster House been
So we're
active?
3 years.
3 years, okay.
3 years. In the first 2 years, when I acquired it, the nonprofit is a nonprofit. Listen, this ain't had nothing to do with me. This all God. I've been in the medical field for 25 years, drawing blood, organ procurement, double reds, main pediatrics with the babies, and as I said, when 2020 came, a lot of things just changed. You know, my beloved doctor is Dr. Daniels. I lost him. It broke my heart, and life changed for me a lot because I had been with him for 10 years, 10, 12 years. And then the pandemic happened, and we slowed down, and I'm at home, and God is talking to me, and I'm like, and I hear him say, you can start your business. I'm like, no, I don't know what to do with that. This ain't what I do. And, you know, I went to talk to my pastor, and my assistant pastor said, let me tell you something. When I'm talking to him, I said, listen, I keep hearing this in my head that I need to start a nonprofit and talk to the women. He said, you do it anyway. I've been feeding people and clothing people all my life. So he said, let me tell you what you're going to do. So on the Thursday, he said, Friday morning, you start talking to people, telling people you're thinking about starting a nonprofit. This is how you know if God is involved. By Tuesday, I promise you, people are going to start saying, here goes some money. We want to sow into you. We want to sow into you. And it was not, by Tuesday morning, I had all the money in my hand. And I didn't ask for money. I just was saying, I'm thinking about starting a nonprofit. And people, the community started this nonprofit. I did not start this. It was not my money. It was other people's money that started. And I was blown away like, woo. And so I remember him filing the paperwork, and he said, whatever the Alabaster House going to be, it must be going to be crazy. Because the enemy been trying to stop me from getting this paperwork together. And it went through. And then for 2 years, I was so afraid to just go. This is not what I do. I can draw some blood. We can prep some bodies and cut some things and get some organs out.
Right.
But you want me to start the business from the bottom up? And I heard God say, you walk, and every time you walk, a stair is going to appear. You know, I was like, okay. So for 2 years, I went back to business school. I got a degree in nonprofit business. I studied nonprofit. I read about them, grants and blah, blah, da, da, da. And last year, October, I launched.
Okay.
And the community went nuts. They've accepted me. They're just assisting. People are donating. They're calling. And I'm like, oh, because I think in the community, we have other organizations that don't look like us. So people see me. She looked like me. And I got a real story of I was in this. I sustained a broken arm, tracking devices on my car, waking up with pillows over my face. So I can really tell you about this. And I ain't trying to drag nobody.
Right.
It's just my story. And I got to help these women out. And then I have another obligation to say to the men from a healed woman, listen, there's an outlet for you. You don't have to kill us. Well, you really don't have to kill us. We love you. We got some outlets. Just say what's on your mind and what we need to do to get you some help. And let's get you some help. And let's put. So I think I can stand in a position and say I'm qualified to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for God that He's just been walking with me step by step, pushing me because I wanted to quit a long time ago.
Yeah.
But He won't let me quit. So
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
man,
what's up.
listen. When he put that fire in you, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna let that work go undone, you know. But you're doing a good thing, man, and it's an amazing thing. I gotta say that, you know. And I'm so grateful for this platform because you know, like when you was asking me earlier, you know, how long I've been doing the podcast and things. One thing I'm grateful. We only been doing like I said almost 2 years now, but I'm just grateful of people I get to meet, you know, because it's like it's a lot of people I probably would have never met, never had a conversation with. It's like just showing me and it's showing other people out there just how dope the city is. And it's a lot of things that a lot of, you know, people be like, don't know what's going on in the town, you know, from different artists, from people like yourself with you know, dope organizations and things like that. You know, I'm just happy that, you know, this platform is set in place and is doing that. And, you know, my wish is that it just keeps growing and get bigger, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely thankful for you coming through today. Before we go to the next segment, I want you to, you know, let everybody know, you know, you got any social media or how people can get in contact with you and all that.
What we do, because we're domestic violence, we don't put light on addresses and stuff, but we have a website called the Alabaster House INC at gmail.com. I have an intake phone number, 716-536-2079. They can call and send emails. There's a referral form online that you can fill out the referral or call that number. I am on Facebook as my personal Facebook is Tiffany, or there is an Alabaster House Facebook that you can inbox if you need us, and we get right with you.
Super
We
dope.
get right with you.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, and I got a question.
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
What?
The name.
The,
What does that name mean? Where did you get it from?
Well, you got to be biblical to know this name. So in the Bible, it was an alabaster box. The alabaster box was a very, very expensive, if you will, formica or ceramic box that a lady in the Bible named Mary had took all her savings, all her life, and she saved her money and bought this really expensive bottle of perfume. And as a show of humility to Jesus, she broke it and poured it on his feet as her show of humility. So the Alabaster House is a place of humility because you really have to be in a humble place to do this kind of work.
Right.
You got to be humble, right? And so whether you're the victim or the abuser, in order to get healed, you got to come in from a place of humility. And I think about the women that I deal with, and people are taking them out of the house, and their clothes, they're just in a rush. They got to get out, and it's an emergency, and they leaving clothes. And for me, in order to go through some of the things we go through in life, you got to feel good about yourself. You look in the mirror, and if you all messed up, I don't feel like going. I feel depressed. I feel sick. I don't want to be bothered with people. But if you feel good and get into that place of humility, and a lot of times that's helping somebody, will get you to that place of humility or being grateful to your Creator to be able to wake up in the morning and help somebody is a humble place. So it's a place of humility.
All right. I like that. Okay.
And thank you.
All right.
Well, if you want to, you can stick around. We got some topics we're gonna dig into. If you wanna stick around, you can. Appreciate
If you need a woman's opinion.
Yeah.
On a few. Because we unpack it.
Thank you for doing what you do. We appreciate it. It's needed in the city. You said one thing, about people not knowing there's things in the city to do. I'm diehard Buffalo. I've never had a desire to move from here. I done been all over the place. I just went to Africa last year.
Yeah.
I done been all over the place in Ghana.
How was Africa?
Ghana was amazing. Every single black person, if you're an African American, take yourself to Africa. To get off that plane in the airport, and all I saw was us.
Okay.
All I saw coming and going was us greeting. They were so grateful to have us back home. They welcomed you back like we were the, really quickly. If we were there when the man described it to me in Africa, when you look on TV and somebody's been kidnapped from their parents, right? Yeah. And you're just sitting at home and you're like, hopefully this person is going to come back. We were kidnapped the way they see it. We in America was kidnapped 400 years ago and brought here. They've been at home for 400 years. So every time they see us coming back, like, oh my God, welcome home. We've been waiting on you for 400 years.
I heard that.
And it is an amazing experience. I had a ball. I was there for 12 days. Yeah. I had a great time.
Now, is it true? Do you got to take like 150 shots?
One shot.
Okay, one shot.
So you have to take a yellow fever shot.
Okay.
That's it. Once in a lifetime. You don't have to take it ever again.
Okay.
That's it. Malaria pills.
Okay.
Yep.
That's it.
Go.
Yeah, I was always told you got to take all these shots to go over there.
I don't know about the other countries in Africa, but I went to Ghana.
Okay.
A yellow fever shot.
Yep,
and
that's what my son said when he went.
And then you have to take the malaria pills like a couple days before you go. The whole time you there, in a week when you come back, you take the malaria pills. That's it.
Okay.
That's dope.
I might have to
That's
go to
definitely
Africa.
on the bucket list.
Get to Africa.
That's
I'm going back.
on the bucket list, yeah.
So, fun fact. I got to ask y'all. Did y'all know Michael had 4 albums before Off the Wall? He had 4 solo albums before that? Mm-mm. I didn't know that.
I thought Off the Wall was
I thought Off the Wall was his first album.
I thought that was the first
one.
one.
No, I never heard that.
Okay, so I was watching this podcast with Jonte Austin and Brian Michael Cox. They got a podcast called Sessions, and they had Teddy Riley on there, and Brian Michael Cox had mentioned it. He was like, "Yo, everybody think that Off the Wall was his first album. No, that was his first album with Quincy. That's when he met Quincy Jones. But he had some albums before that, and I was like, I never knew that.
Singles?
No, albums.
Wow.
He had whole albums before that.
I mean, single by itself, not with his brothers, not Andrew Jackson,
solo,
just Michael. Solo.
Just Mike, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So then I had to Google it. I'm like, I don't know about that one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's true.
Oh,
it's
wow.
True. But I got into some of the music, and you could tell the difference. Like when he got with Quincy, that's when that showed me like the power of production. You know what I mean? Like once he got with Quincy, that's when things
changed,
elevated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Quincy took him to to that next level. So I'm gonna give you my little breakdown. Michael was amazing. I don't want to say too much because Maddie ain't gonna see it yet. And
I didn't either.
you probably ain't gonna see it yet.
I
So
ain't
I ain't gonna
yet.
get too much away. But it's a couple. What was very interesting is that just how they highlighted, because everybody thought Mike was definitely different, definitely eccentric.
Yeah,
He was definitely
very.
different dude.
Yeah.
But they really dig into why. And I'm gonna tell you, man, it's kind of like a horror story. yo, my story kind of, and I'm gonna tell you, listen, you got the Candyman, you got Jason, you got Jeepers Creepers. I'm gonna tell you, listen, Joseph is right there.
Freddy Krueger.
Yo, listen, Joseph is my top 5 horror. I'm telling you, my top 5 horror characters of all time, man.
You ever see every time I see a picture of their father, it's scary. He's scary
Listen,
looking.
Joseph
He got
Jackson.
the eyes and everything.
Yo, listen. Mike could be chilling. This scenario, him and Catherine be up when they be watching movies together, right? Late night chilling. Mike ain't even want to go to bed. So it's time for him to go to bed, right? He go in the room. He's like, Joseph? He trying to check to see if Joseph under the bed. Yo, Joseph would just pop up. Like Michael? He was like, listen now. Listen, he was trying to whoop Mike. Now, this is Billy Jean. This is Billy Jean Michael.
How old was he then?
Mike had to be at least 25.
Yeah, he was grown with
Listen.
Billy Jean.
Catherine had to say, listen, Joseph, you're not doing that.
That's domestic violence.
We're not doing that. We not doing, yo, he was going to try to whoop Mike, and this is Billy Jean Thriller. Yo, not to give too much away, but I'm about to give it to you right here. This is the scene that did it for me, Ant, right here, man. So Mike had the accident when his curl caught on fire, right?
Right.
The Pepsi commercial, right? So listen, first and foremost, that whole deal, Mike didn't even want to do that tour at all. Mike ain't want no parts of that. But Joseph went behind my back and set it up with Don King, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so cool. So now the accident happened. They in the waiting room waiting for Mike, waiting for the doctor to come out to give him the results or whatever. So the doctor come out and he talking to the family, Joseph right there. And the doctor's like, well, first and foremost, guys, Mike almost died. We had to take part of his scalp, move it to this side. We had to tuck his ears in his neck. All this stuff, right? Joseph, the only thing Joseph was worried about was like, so when is this nigga moonwalk again? When is this nigga gonna moonwalk again? He ain't care about his health. He just wanted to know when was Mike gonna do the next spinning moonwalk. Yo, Joseph, top 5 horror characters of all time, fam. That Joe Jackson. Listen, man. The whole family hated Joseph. The whole family hated him.
Because they ain't call him dad, they called him Joseph, right?
Mm-hmm. Call her mother, call her mother and call him Joseph.
Shouldn't that make you think your children won't even call you dad?
Right.
Now, I can't say this. Without Joseph, Mike would have never became, what he was. And
he had to go through what he had to go through.
You know what I'm saying? But it just, like, the whole movie, man, it was like Mike's escape. Like, Mike spent his whole life trying to get away from Joseph. That was his whole life.
I can't wait to see it.
You got to see it, man.
My daughter went to go see it. She said it was good.
It was dope. But, on the lighter note, like, people got to go see this movie, man. It's like, it's crazy what the critics was trying to do to it. They was trying to, blast it or whatever. Like, and I really, truly believe it's because, pretty much majority black cast, black director, you know what I'm saying? A black icon. And they went, and like I was talking to Maddie off camera, it's like they trying to leave all our heroes with an asterisk by their name. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like they if you really think about it, like think about all the heroes that we grew up loving, they all got something nasty by their name now.
Yep.
It ain't really none. Like I hope it's looking like LeBron James might come out unscathed. I don't know. I got my fingers crossed for LeBron.
But that's part of the whole thing in the school.
But that's about it, though.
They want to erase us.
Yeah.
They're erasing us out of the black history is leaving school.
Yeah.
They want to take away the black books in the bookstores.
Everything.
They want, listen, we
everything.
You taking away what Martin Luther King did, the whole.
They got us all, dude, we all of us is painted as crackheads and sexual deviants.
Yeah.
That's what they got us all as.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and they the most violent.
Yeah.
And they the
Like,
worst.
Yeah.
Elvis was a pedophile, but they don't do him like
And
that.
rob black artists.
Listen, Hugh
All that.
Hefner was a pimp.
Was a pimp.
He was a straight pimp.
Glorified.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but they don't do them like that.
No, they don't.
You
See,
know
let
what
me
I'm
tell
saying?
you. Let me tell you a statistic. I've been in the hospitals in the medical field for a long time, and I try to get this across to black women and men. When you go into children's hospital, where you can do your due diligence and look it up, the strongest baby born in the nursery is a black woman. The second strongest baby born in the nursery is a black man. Then it's a white woman, and then they call the white men weepy, wimpy babies. They die the most.
Wow.
And the statistics is not talked about. Black women come out with the highest chance with mortality rate, the highest mortality rate, but we survive. We come out fighting. Y'all come out second fighting. The white man dies the most. When you look up those statistics of who died
That's deep.
at the rapid pace, it is a white man. So because of that, and they know this,
They know it.
Yeah.
they want you not to know that you're stronger than them.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's defeat us.
And
they
then
don't
look-
want us to know that
Yeah,
we're the
and
strongest.
look at every sport.
Look at
We
we
dominate
everything.
Everything.
Culture,
Imagine,
period.
imagine if we went, if blacks
Inve-
like the ice skate.
Inventions.
Right.
We do
So,
ice skate. You see
yeah.
Gabby out there, look, that little baby
I'm
out
just
there,
talking, as far as
dominating.
that hockey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we dominate
we
everything
dominate
because here's the thing.
everything.
Let's go back to slavery. What did they have to invent? They had everything. We are in the field inventing curling irons. We in the field inventing stoves and light bulbs because we were in the dark. We needed a light.
Yeah.
We had to invent. We've invented
Communicating through music.
talking through music.
Yeah.
I just found out a couple weeks ago. I do a lot of the lobbying for prisons. So I'm with the whole community, not cages thing, Thomas Gant and all of them. So we lobbied to Albany. And I walked in one day and this guy was like, "Oh my God, you got cornrows." I had braids in the back. He was like, "You don't really see women wear cornrows like that." And he said, you know where it come from? And I was like, well, I know it has some history in slavery,
Yeah.
but I hadn't really looked into it. So I really looked into it and the different braids that we wear with the, when they pattern and this, that,
I
and the other.
seen that.
Back in the days, that's how you knew your escape route. It
Yep.
was put in our hair.
They put
so
they
they
would braid
braided
their
our
hair.
braids to show you the escape
map
route.
in
How
the
to,
hair,
it was a
yep.
map. It was maps in your hair to show us how to get away, how to get out of slavery or get away from that. So we had to do these things because we didn't have. They had everything.
We didn't have the resources.
We didn't have no resources, so
None.
we out figuring it out. So we invented everything. Who you think they don't want to see us?
Nah.
They don't want to see
Nah,
us.
they don't.
There was a black woman that invented a GPS. Never knew that. She just died.
Black man invented the cell phone.
Because we needed this type of stuff. They didn't.
Yeah.
So they don't want. My wish and my hope and prayer is one day that before we die off this earth, or if God come back before that, that we as a nation, as a people, can understand how important we are and how inferior they feel to us for real.
And how powerful
Because let me
we
tell you
are.
something. Ain't nobody walking the paths picking up trash, talking about, oh, let's do something with this trash. People don't pick up trash. So we have to be worth something that they keep picking up us and keep studying us and wanting to be us because we're valuable.
Yeah.
We just don't know how valuable we are.
Right.
And it is time for us to heal us as a community.
Y'all didn't see that new young boy from Africa they just snatched up for Philly?
Nah.
Apex.
Wow.
He like 6'2", like 300, zero body, it's like 6% body fat. He never played football. They were showing. They said he's probably like one of the most powerful athletes ever.
Wow.
Designed. But in the course, I go to the comments
There you
and
go.
I get upset because I'm like, because they talking the truth. They like, yo, this ain't nothing but modern day slave trading.
Yeah.
They was like, yo, hockey would never go and pick some dude, no matter how good he is, if he don't have experience. And I'm looking at this boy like, they about to exploit this boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But we gotta get in our kids' ears. We gotta get in the mothers' ears. Look around. We sitting on Jefferson. All the money that was poured into here, from 514, where's that? What's going on? We don't say nothing.
Right.
We the community that don't say
Don't
nothing.
say nothing.
We accept everybody in our communities. We love on everybody. We
Invite
turn our
everybody
heads.
to the cookout.
Some stuff you ain't gonna do. I live in Amherst. You ain't walking in Amherst. And I don't live in Amherst because I wanted to get out the hood. It was just an opportunity and I took it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But all my resources come here. They can take care of themselves. However, what we gonna do if we won't? We gotta start talking.
Yeah.
We don't use our voices. We don't speak up.
We
Our
let the
kids be
Abduls
laughing.
come up here and buy
Just buy everything.
The Abduls to buy everything, man.
We ain't said a word.
Everything.
Everything. Ain't nothing left.
Because we're a friendly
Bro,
race.
they
Now
got-
now they buying they all Williamsville buying up the steak spot. What's the
Listen.
Salvatore's, the hotel, they buying that now.
Listen.
They're buying everything
because they operate together.
Yep, they
Yeah.
I
operate
said
together.
to talk to him.
They
Don't hate
operate
the player,
together.
hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate
No,
the game. We let them.
Yeah.
I said
No.
and talked to him, and this man broke it down to me one day. One of them, he said, well, what we do is we get all together in the family. The oldest one, we take care of that one. We use our resources. We buy the first building for that one. 5 years after we're coming up and going, we buy the next building for the next person.
Yep.
And they keep going. Now picture us. Chucky and Charlie and Quisha and all of them.
be
Who
our-
gonna get more money than me? I ain't gonna get no money. I ain't giving you my money.
Yep.
We awful.
Don't
We
nobody
terrible.
want to play their
Don't nobody
position.
want to play their position. Don't
Yeah.
nobody want to. Don't nobody trust nobody. But it's not all from us. Trust
Right.
was dropped off into this
Yep.
community.
And that's why it's a habit we can't break, and
Yeah.
it's discouraging too.
Yeah.
It is.
Because people invite me, and I just be like, man, I've been watching y'all for 12 years, man. Ain't nothing changed. And it is a discouragement because you don't see nothing.
Right.
Then you see it, then you hear this, you're like, yo, and they open up another grocery store?
Ain't they fault?
Knowing if me and you come together, get some, everybody gonna want to hook up.
Yo, it's to the
People
point.
gonna come, oh man, and I can't. I remember telling my cousin them, I said they was gonna invest in the club. I said, yo, don't put your name on it. I said, let some white boys run it. I said, because once people find out it's yours, they're not gonna come.
And ain't it sad we got to do that?
Yeah.
During the
And-
pandemic, we were looking for Lysol, right? I went on. Never mind. I went to this store and and the Lysol was $7 for a can. The $3 can of Lysol was $7, and we was in there buying the Lysol off the shelves. I picked the Lysol, wanted to throw it across the thing. I know you ain't selling this to my people for $7.99
Exactly.
when it's $3.
Exactly.
But we buying it.
Oh yeah.
All we gotta do is stop.
That's
Stop
it.
buying it. Why won't
That's
nobody
it.
take grandma out the hood to Target and Walmart or somewhere? Why?
Yeah.
The milk is expired. The cereal is expired.
Everything.
Why do we?
Everything.
Why?
And I gotta say, I'm not racist.
I'm not either.
Me
But
either.
it's getting to a point where I was telling my wife the other day, I'm like, yo, they everywhere, man. It's like, yo,
Everywhere.
I go to Walmart, they there. I go here. I go to Tim Hortons. All I want to get is me a latte. He pouring my latte. Abdul, he on my latte. He on everywhere.
Yo.
However,
They at Popeyes. They cooking our
Everywhere.
chicken.
however,
Everywhere.
Yo, they halal everything.
Everything.
however, the Bible said they were coming.
Yeah.
The Bible said this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
The Bible states that the foreigners were coming to our lands, and we gotta accept them.
Yeah.
You know, I was sitting watching a group, and I can say this one, the mosque over there, the mosque on Genesee and Foreman, and I just happened to be down the street because I be a little bit everywhere. And I'm driving down the street, and I see a bunch of people. They got wheelbarrows, and they digging the ground up, and they was moving. I pulled over, and I was in tears because I saw the babies. They were all out there working together. They had the wheelbarrows. They was turning the grass over, playing. Why can't we do this? What is wrong with us? It blew my mind. I'm like, and the guy owns it. He comes over and you know, like you said, I'm not prejudiced. I love people. I love people.
Yes.
But what it is, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And the guy said to me, and he introduced himself to me, and I asked him, I said, where are you from? And he said, Egypt. He said, I'm your brother. And I'm like, damn, you is. You from, you know, he was from Africa.
Yeah.
We've never taken the time to see. I think we think everybody is just from Arabia.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Egypt is Africa.
Right.
Iran is
Right.
Africa.
Right.
Those are
Yeah.
them are people for real.
Yeah.
So we being haters, kind of, sort of, a little bit. We being haters. We a little
Yeah.
upset. However, who gonna bring us together? What we gonna do?
Yeah. It's not even the fact that I'm upset. It's like how
It's discouraging.
Yeah, like Ann said, it's just a little discouraging that we
yeah.
can't. No matter what, Dondrell and Tamika, we
never
just can't get
fails.
We
together,
can't
man.
get together.
We fight
Yo,
at the funeral.
yo.
We fight.
And this is, and yo, listen,
We
and this
can't
is a
share
true
nothing.
story because I got friends everywhere, and I remember my friends telling me, I went to go visit them in Indianapolis, and they was telling me how, you know how everybody opened up the clubs, all the dope boys open up the clubs. He said, man, so all these dope boys in Indianapolis basically squashed their beef and came together. I told him, I said, they ain't doing that in Buffalo, bro.
Nah.
I said, these niggas don't like each other since Little League football and skateland.
If somebody led the charge, I read an article. They were doing this. I can't remember the whole article, but they said they took 2 people, LA, one blood, one Crip, out of the community, took them on a trip to another country, just the 2 of them. The other people that was around, they had no choice but to talk because they couldn't be violent toward each other. They got to talking and realized it wasn't no beef, but they wouldn't have never got there in the problem. Come out of the problem.
Come out of the problem.
You got to come out the problem, but nobody will take
And
the
that's
time
and
to
that's
do that.
what usually happens with people that go back to their environment. They scared to change.
They scared to change.
You know what I'm saying? Like I always, you know, tell people like, yo, you gotta change your circle. Keep hanging around the same. You are who you be with. I don't care what nobody. You can be the most innocent girl in the world. If 4 of your friends are whores, pardon my language.
Yeah, it's facts.
Even if you not, guess what we gonna say?
You're going to think
Yeah.
so.
Oh,
but we
yeah,
just
she
said
one of them.
You attract who you are.
I told my man, I said, yo, bro, I work for the city. I don't hang out with dope boys and thieves and crooks and stuff like that because that's not my language.
Yeah.
I don't want to be I'm 53 years old. I done seen everything in this city.
Right.
I know everybody. I know the ins and outs. I know the prison system. I know all that. And I be telling people, I say, yo, I sit and watch. I study people. I know how it operates. You're guilty by association. I don't care who you are.
How many times have the innocent person got killed in the crowd?
Always.
Had nothing to do with you. You ain't part of
Always.
this group. You just came and said hello.
Always.
I was just kicking it to my childhood people.
Man.
We happened to be in a group. I get killed. I had nothing to do with nothing. How
Nothing.
many times that happened? Over and over again.
Over and over.
So
It's
you
the
got
same
to
pattern.
change
Listen,
your people.
I'm gonna say this. We definitely need to be delivered from our sins, but we also need to be delivered from niggas. Like, I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
We gotta be
for
delivered
real.
from other people. Like
For real.
people just have like I be sitting back and we gonna get into we gotta unpack what we was talking about on the phone the other day. Like me and we kick it and we just like, yo, it's cats, I'm in my late 40s now, you know what I'm saying? Like Ann said, he 53. We know cats is still going to jail. Like getting locked.
Like,
at 50. Nigga, you won it. You won. You free.
Like,
you got
listen.
kids, grandkids. You want to go
got
to
a
jail?
job.
Start your jail journey
You know
now?
what my kids said about that? They must got a boyfriend in there.
Yo, I swear to God, I told one of my homies that I
Got
said,
you a
yo,
man
you
up in
must
there.
miss your little boyfriend
You
up
got
in
you a
there.
man up in there.
Because the thing is this, but here's what happens. And I always say this to people.
Yeah.
I said, y'all be on the sideline cheering for them. I'm not yelling free nobody who had the opportunity. You were free.
The dog
So
on
you
right.
want me to yell free? You did a crime. You did something foul. I'm saying, yo, I don't understand where and this mentality. And me and you know Jarrell. Me and Jarrell always say this. Me and Jarrell was talking one day, and he was just like, man, we just got this overly obsession with the hood.
Yeah. Word.
I like, why we supposed to be celebrating you going to college, not you coming home from prison.
coming
Like
home
you
from
didn't accomplish nothing. And it's sad, and I wish, I'm glad all my homies is home, did your bid and changed your life. Now, if you ain't changed your life and you in and out, I don't feel sorry for you.
And I
y'all
ain't
can
going
take
back
it,
to
y'all
visit.
can charge me. I don't care who you is. You can be my flesh, you can be my blood. I'm never yelling free nothing because you were free. You had the opportunity. I put up a post.
That's a fact.
I put up a post and said, niggas don't want to work a 9 to 5 but go to jail and call niggas home who work 9 to 5s for money. Make it make sense. And my man, they work when they get in there for 7 cents a week.
For
Like,
3
come
cents,
on,
for
bro.
5 cents.
Like, quit playing, yo. Like, and I can't even. And when I get those comments, I'm like, I don't want to fall out with the homie, so I'm gonna let him have it.
Yeah.
Like, cause I know where your mentality at, cause I know he did a bid.
Yeah.
And I get that, fam. I get it. My homie called me one day. We get to talking. He like, yeah, man, I just got off the phone with the homies, man. They ain't deserve all that time.
What?
I said, bro, he killed somebody. I said, yo, fam, I tell people, don't get it twisted. I love my friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever they did, they got to take that up with God.
Yeah.
And I remember one of my friends, he got in trouble. He caught a body.
Right.
And I remember he called me. He was hysterical.
Yeah.
I said, bro, I'm not God. I'm not the police.
Right.
I'm not the judge and jury. Right now, I'm your friend. What do you need from me?
Right.
Who do you need me to call? Which baby mother you want me to call, bro?
Which baby? Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I get all that.
Yeah.
My man went and did his time, whatever. But I look at these dudes that play tag team with the system. I'm just like, yo, what is in there that y'all like so much
Yo, I don't
that you
get
want to
it.
be away from your girl, away from your kids, and you still want to be
And
controlled?
see, here's the thing. I'm 51. I've been going to visit prison since I was 14.
I'm already
My
knowing.
grandfather died in prison. My kid's grandfather died in prison. You know, both my brothers, both my uncles, my kid's father, my nieces. My niece just came home from 13 years. My nephew in jail. I've been to every prison upstate New York, period. I got into a horrific car accident coming
Remember
from
you told us
Bedford.
that, yeah.
Remember, I was coming from Bedford. No one takes account of what's going on between here and there, right?
Yep.
I truly believe when you go into the prison, you see all the women. And I don't want to get involved in the women, and that's a whole nother movement.
Yeah.
'Cause y'all better stop going to visit all these people
Yeah.
over and over again. You got all the women in the visits, right? You go to Bedford, you go to Albion, it ain't a man nowhere to be found. Somebody old father, somebody old grandfather, husbands ain't there, boyfriends ain't there.
Yeah.
The visiting room is empty at Albion and Bedford, but it's on full at every men's prison,
Yep.
right? Women are taking their food stamps, buying packages, selling this, going to visit, risking your lives. So some of the men are being taken care of better in prison than they are out here.
Yep.
You got 3 meals. You got cable. You ain't got to worry about no responsibilities.
Free dental.
People coming to see you. Medical free, dental free. Some of them can go to school if you can get a whole degree in there.
Yep.
So some of them come out, and if you don't change the mentality that's up in here,
Yep.
you going back.
Going right
but
back.
guess what? I'm comfortable because I'm full.
Yep.
Guess what?
She gonna take care of
I
me.
even got some stuff in here that I can sell. I'm making some money. There's
Yep.
people coming out of prison with 10, 20,000 from drugs in prison. They just sold
Yep.
the drugs in the prison. So I'm running the prison. I'm that nigga in there. So you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
hey, some of them just you know what? I live
They-
better in
they-
here than I live
yeah.
home.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a comfort zone for them, man. And
Absolutely.
like me, I can never get it, man. My stepdad, my real dad did time, and they would drill me. And you know, and I don't care if I offend anybody, bro. Like my dad and my stepdad told me, hey, don't go to jail. Jail for suckers. That's take you away from your family, your girl. You
Somebody
know,
gonna
and
get
then
your girl when you go.
then you want to control your girl.
Somebody gonna get her while you go.
Yeah. It's like, and at the end of the day, I remember my cousin did some time, and he was telling me, he was just like, man, cuz I can't think about no woman.
You should.
That's not part of my universe no more. I gotta make sure I get home.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you in there worrying about what's going on out here, you ain't gonna survive.
Yeah, I live by another motto. I done been to every prison a couple times, right? You get one time, maybe second time for me. I ain't going to visit nobody. I'm 51. I ain't going to visit another nobody in prison. You bye. Especially if you repeat and you keep going. See, that's where it gotta stop. If you getting up in that prison and ain't nobody coming to see you and you ain't get them packages and you would think about it before you go. You would think twice about whatever you doing to go back because who taking care of me? We keep taking care of the people. Visiting, sending money. Don't call me. I ain't coming.
I went to go visit my cousin with my aunt one day, and I felt so. It didn't hit me until we got finished.
Yeah.
We drove out there. We came she came and got me at 7 a.m. We drove out there. It was 3-4 hour drive. You know the wait.
3-4 hour wait.
The visit. We not sitting for no hour. We're gonna sit for the whole visit.
Sitting for a visit.
To hear him talk about absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Right? And my aunt dropped me off. It was like 9:30.
Yeah.
And my nickname is Block. So she said, Block, look at my day. My day is ruined. She said, I bowl on Saturday. I haven't bowled in years because I have to go visit him. And I remember telling him one time he got mad because he asked me for some money. And I said, I'll send you what I can. Because I said, cuz I got $500, right? I said, say I send you 300 or 200, whatever you need. And then my daughter called me and she need $250 and my son need $250. Now I'm short because I'm taking care of a nigga in jail.
A grown one.
A grown, you older than me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You come home, you got this attitude mad at the world, you put yourself in jail. And I had to tell him, I said, cuz, you don't even know your kids. They were kids when you left, they're adults now. Get these niggas on these streets, bro.
Yeah.
Get with your kids. That's what saved me.
But here's a caveat to that. Like I said, I have this space in my heart for what men go through. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of men that's going back and forth to prison, and we tripping, we laughing at it because, you know, some of it is a little comical. What happened to that child? I'm reading this book right now. Oprah Winfrey narrated this book by Dr. Perry. I think his name is John Perry, a psychiatrist. And a lot of times we see people and we say, what's wrong with that kid? What's wrong with you?
Yep.
And in this book, the psychiatrist is saying, we got to change that narrative. What happened to him?
Yep.
What happened to her? And if we can have some empathy about what happened to people, we'll understand what's going on with them now. So Yeah, it's easy to say, what's wrong with you? But
Yeah.
guess what? What happened to you? Why,
Yeah.
why you keep going to jail? What
Right.
happened? Or why people are losing family members. People are in foster homes, being abused. People are here. There's no parents at home. Kids are
Yeah.
raising themselves. Yeah, well, guess what? I am going to go to jail when I get older because no one took care of me as a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it started as a young child,
Yeah.
the mind of a child.
And they get caught up in
booed,
that-
they abused, they beat.
Yeah.
Now I'm stuck. I got anger in me. No one got it out of me. No one helped me. No one gave me an outlet. So I end up in jail.
Yeah, overly emotional. And I said that, not to cut you off, I went to go visit my homie, and he doing a stretch. And I just, it became a moment in the visiting room. I'm just looking at all the prisoners. And I said to myself, all these dudes is in here because of their emotions and their egos. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. Oh, I'm a sucker. Oh, you said something to my girl. And I told my man, I said, I've been there. I used to be a hothead. I used to shut down all the clubs in Buffalo. I told my man, bro, it's gonna take a lot for you to get me out of character. But I'm looking at this like, Dad, they didn't get it like how I got it. Like I ignore. When I tell you my shutdown game need to be studied. My man be saying, he said, I don't see how you do it. And I said, because I know where I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
I said, bro, I'm not going in that place and I'm not going in the ground right now.
But that's you taking time to be by yourself and knowing you.
That isolation
is amazing.
It's
need
amazing.
isolation.
I'm telling you, I'll
You
be
need it.
somewhere, and if it's too many niggas,
Yeah, man.
I leave.
Listen.
I don't care if I know them.
That's right.
Listen.
I don't care if we all grew up together.
Yeah.
I remember walking up in one of my spots, and I walked in. I was like, this ain't the normal crowd. Now, mind you, I knew everybody in there.
Yeah.
The energy was so off, and I remember this dude bumped me so hard, and I caught eyes with my homegirl.
Yeah.
I said, she said, I said, I'm out. She said, I see it in your face, because I know how I am.
It ain't worth
and I'm like, it ain't worth it,
Because
bro.
guess what? What happened to him? What happened to him?
Yeah,
that
what he
morning?
mad? Because he
woke-
didn't know me. Because
woke
I ain't
up-
never seen this dude in my life.
He woke up this morning, might not have no lights on, no gas on, no food.
Girl cheated on him. Anything.
Somebody died.
Yep.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So go
Listen,
ahead.
I tell this story. Listen, like this was like last summer. It's like it might be like about 11:30. Me and Shawnee had just got finished judging this talent show thing that Wofo was having. So I was hungry, whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna go get me something to eat from the steakhouse, right? So boom, I go order the food. So I'm waiting for him, for my order to come up. This nigga walks in. I told you it's summertime. Nigga, it's 90 degrees. Like at night, it's humid. You know how they
Yeah.
you know how,
The summer nights.
he got a North Face on.
See?
Hold on. A pool shiesty mask. I said, you know what?
I ain't hungry.
I went to the joint and said, never mind my order. I'm out of here, man.
Yeah.
My girl was like, I go to the car. She was like, you ain't get the food? I said, we going somewhere else. I'm
Yeah.
not going back in there.
Yo, you gotta.
Listen, and everybody, as soon as he walked in, everybody started moving closer to the exit because they knew what homie was on.
You gotta
He was pacing and he kept, hold on, let me tell you what the nigga had. First and foremost, jeans, North Face. That's
Puffy-
already
the
crazy.
Puffy North Face.
Puffy joint.
the blue shiesty.
Pool shiesty on deck all the way down. He had rubber gloves on.
See?
Yeah, that's real.
You about to shoot everybody? Why you got rubber gloves on? He kept reaching for it. So I said, oh, hell no, I ain't hungry
But
no
see,
more.
you got an awareness.
I'm outta
A lot-
here.
A lot of people don't have
Yeah.
an awareness.
No, they don't.
I was in Tim Hortons one day, and I'm sitting there at the counter, and I happened to look over, and this young little white boy was sitting over at the thing, and he had come in every day, he looked weird, but I happened to look over, he had his laptop open, and he researching all these guns. He got automatics on the screen,
Oh,
and every
man.
time he come in, he looked like he distraught.
Yeah.
Oh,
he gone.
man.
Well, you know me. 911.
Word. Quick.
Who the captain? Because
Yeah.
he in here every day.
Yeah.
And if he flinch wrong, I'm going to jail because I'm shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at him with he distraught every day.
Yeah.
So I know something going on in his mind.
Yeah.
But somebody said they knew him. He had a pastor. I went to Extra Mile, found out what church he went to, called his pastor. His pastor said he divorced. His wife took the baby from him. Blah blah blah. and thank you for calling us.
Yeah.
But see, we don't do that no more. You
Yeah.
a snitch?
Yeah.
Oh, he about to blow up where I sit at
Yeah.
every day.
That's
I need
real
my
talk.
coffee.
Word, I'm
That's
trying
real
to go
talk.
home.
And
I
that-
ain't
and
ready
like
to
you said,
listen. I want to see
that's-
Jesus.
I
Trust
want
me.
when he take
Well,
me.
yes,
When
I
he
ain't ready
take
yet. I ain't ready. There's still some things I want to do
Now
yet.
that's awareness. And I always tell
Word.
people,
Yeah.
man, learn to read the room.
Read
Read
the
the
room.
I said, I've been reading the room since
Yeah.
Skateland.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Man, fam, let's
Read
go.
the
get
room.
about it.
Let's go, man.
Let's
And
get
it's
him
not-
out of here.
We not waiting till last call.
Nah.
We
That's
not
right.
playing the parking lot. I tell my son, I
Tell my
remember
kids that.
my son 31, he be
Leave.
31. And I told my son when he went to his first dance, 8th grade, I said, listen, bro, people gonna fight. Don't run to the crowd. I said, because sometimes when the dude who's losing, he pulls out.
That's right.
And he just shoots.
Yeah.
I said, bro, you don't want to be around that.
And don't stay till the end of the party.
End of the night at the club, is the lights come on, they call last call, go
Leave.
get in your car and go.
Get out of there.
I
That's
said,
right.
bro, you don't want to be around none of that. I said, I'm telling you, I lived it. I seen it. I seen friends get shot. I seen people get trampled over. You don't want to be no
That's right. Get
parts
out.
of that.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
because it's not normal.
Yeah.
right.
Yo, we live in some weird times.
Ain't it weird?
I goes into Burlington the other day, right, to go get a belt, right? And I'm like,
Which
yo,
one?
This the one on Transit. The one out there.
Okay.
Because right after I went to go see Michael, I need to go get a belt. So I'm like, yo, they just hiring anybody now. They don't care. Like, yo,
They just want a body.
I go to the
Yep.
I go and I'm trying not to be, myself. I'm a little ignorant. You know what I mean? So I go to the joint. Homie got full facial makeup on, like Kiss. You know what I'm saying? He got the Kiss boots on and all, like the high joints. Yo, I'm sitting there like, yo, how is they letting him work like this, man? This is crazy.
Like she said,
And I'm
they
like-
don't want a body.
And I'm talking about, I said, watch, he gonna be the one. His joint gonna ding. He gonna be the one to catch us out. Watch. Ding, it's Kiss. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man. She know I'm ignorant. She's like, yo, boy, don't you say that. I'm like,
You got to.
I
You
got you.
got
I'm like, yo. I'm like, is it Halloween day?
Oh my God.
Yo, he looked at me like, you in the fight. Yo, he had to, listen, these boots had to be about 12 inches high, fam. He had platforms on, full Kiss makeup, and I'm sitting here like, yo, you cash, they got you on the register?
Bro.
It's
Listen.
crazy. And then another time, I was at the movies. I went to the joint on Maple. The
Oh,
movie on Maple.
yeah. That's the one I usually go
Yo, another one of them androgynous dudes. They working. He got to make my popcorn. Now I don't want the popcorn now. You can keep that popcorn, fam. I'm not eating that. I'm not eating it. I promise you, I'm not. Oh, they got Kiss on popcorn. I'm like, well, why? You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't see this is offensive to people.
to. Yeah.
Like at least be whoever you are. But at work though,
Yeah.
wash your face, fam.
Yeah.
Like this is crazy.
Even they had a I was watching a special and they were saying how even the kids when they had like an orientation and they was watching how kids dress to go to interview and they're so crazy because when I'm out and about and I'm at Tim Hortons, Dollar General, and I see like, okay, even if you come in and get the application, throw some slacks on.
Yeah.
You can have on sneakers if you ain't got shoes. Put a button up on. Groom. I be looking to girls, puffy
Bonnets.
coat on, bonnet.
Bonnets.
I'm saying to
Did you
myself,
see
Leggings
yo,
at the
come
end of the
Did
day.
you
on.
see the young boy he took his graduation picture with a pool shot? He's
Yeah.
with the joint, with the graduation hat on,
Yeah.
everything had a pool shot. I'm like, yo, what is? How they let that
'Cause
fly,
we
man? How your
cut-
family
because
let that
we-
fly,
But guess
man?
what? But guess what? Mama at home, 25.
Yo, that's real.
Yep.
We was just talking about that.
Ain't no big mama.
Ain't no big
No.
mamas
Ain't
no
no
more.
big mama.
Big mama on Instagram. Big mama twerking.
So ain't nobody, mama high,
Yo.
mama high. Daddy done beat her up
Yeah,
last night.
yeah,
They
yeah,
drunk.
yeah.
Kids taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
problem is big. It's
Yeah.
big. When
It runs
It's
deep.
bigger than Nino. It's bigger than
bigger
Nino
than Nino
Brown.
Brown.
It's bigger than
It's
Nino
way
Brown.
bigger than
so
Nino
when
Brown.
you see that kind of stuff, you
Yeah.
be like, what's going on at home?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know-
and you question it like
Yeah.
this ain't normal.
I don't,
Yeah.
I,
Like
don't,
It ain't.
I don't get mad at the kids.
even
Ain't nobody taught them.
even when I see stuff like I be saying like I be in the grocery store and I be saying I'm like my mama would have killed me.
Would have killed us.
I'd have been dead. They was like, yo, whatever happened to Aunt, man? He was cutting
Word.
up in the cereal aisle with
Word.
his mom's. And
They don't even iron.
yo, they don't
iron.
say nothing. I be like, and then I remember one time I did see this kid get slapped across the milk.
Yeah.
it literally made my day. I swear to God, because I watched him harass. He kept bothering his little brother. His mother kept saying, you know, they don't pay attention. They be like, stop. But she's shopping. And he just kept going. She popped him, and he leaned into the milk, fell over, looked at me. I had this big smile on my face. I'm like, man, that's what you get.
But I got to keep playing devil's advocate. They stopped us from chastising your children.
Yeah.
They took
That's
God
when
out.
it went wrong.
They arresting us if we chastise our child. Don't hit them.
Yep.
Then they took God out the school.
Yeah.
Can't talk about the Bible in the school.
Yeah.
Can't
It's
talk
crazy.
about God in the
That's
school.
real.
You want to take God off the money. So
But like you said earlier, the Bible said it was going to be like
the
that.
Bible said it was going to be this way.
And I keep telling people, and people don't want to hear me. We are in the last days.
That's a
Absolutely.
fact.
They've been saying that for y'all church people. Been saying that for.
Man,
Well, guess what?
Look at
We
what's
here.
going on. We
Listen,
here. We in
God
it.
said He ain't give us the AM PM, but He said the season.
The seasons.
Check the. Look at this season.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Look at Dondrell. I'm
It's
telling
real.
you, like the music, like
Everything.
I was telling my father, I was like,
Everything.
yo, Satan got a checkmate. He
Yep.
in the music, he in the movies,
Fashion.
everything.
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 He got control.
I'm
The
glad
food.
I could be freaking out
Cartoons.
this Tony in here. Everything is gay.
Cartoons.
Everything is
Listen,
broken
Cartoons.
rich.
Cartoons.
The cartoons
The
are horrible.
cartoons. The cartoons
How the
is terrible.
cartoons gonna be gay?
I got a 4-year-old grandson. I said, wait a minute.
Yo, Tom and Jerry was like the innocent thing.
They
Bugs
was
Bunny.
innocent.
It's like everything that music and people.
music
And
is
it's funny because I always get into these debates.
Yeah.
Right. And I swear to God, they always say the same thing when I say it. When I be like, man, these females, their lyrics are horrible. What about Little Kim? And I'm like, yo, that ain't all what Little Kim rapped about. I said that goes to show you my age.
Right.
You still trying to relate to these young people.
Right.
I said it's no different. I said even with me now at 53, right? I got my. I have to listen to lyrical. I have to listen to lyrics.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be the most lyrical.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell a quick story. This is when Meek Mills and the 6ix9ine cat, they had beef. They ran into each other in a parking lot, right? So I go in the comments and I'm like, what's going on? So everybody in the comments is saying, why is 6ix9ine quoting Pooh Shiesty? Like every comment, right? I'm out the loop. I go on Facebook. Yo, who is Pooh Shiesty? I'm out of the loop. Niggas my age. Oh man, he the realest rapper out. He the dopest. What I do? Grab my phone. Go to YouTube. Pooh Shiesty.
Nonsense.
Video come on. SRT pull up. I'm like, okay, truck nice. The beat ain't playing yet.
Mm-hmm.
He get out the truck with an AR-15. First thing out of his mouth is, I'm going to kill niggas. I told my man, yo, this is what y'all
That's
like?
what y'all think?
You my age.
Yeah.
I get whatever y'all trying to keep up with. I get it. I'm like, bro, I don't listen to that. My one homie hit me up one day, yo, you hear that new 21 Savage album? And it's not yo, fam, I just don't listen to that kind of, it
Don't move.
it don't move me. Like, when I listen to it, I be like, yo, did an 8-year-old
Yo, and they
write
got these
this?
kids hypnotized. Like my son around the house talking about I'm riding, spinning the block on my ops, and I'm like, nigga, we live in Wheatfield.
In Wheatfield.
What ops have you ever had?
Where you heard of that?
The other way, the white boys, they're at school.
Yeah,
listening
that,
to
I'm
it,
telling
for
you,
sure.
it's out there. And then and this is where we at with music. There is no talent. If you have an
You
image,
get one or two.
maybe one or two every now and again. I'll be so in tune with the underground. Like
Yeah.
I'll catch a country boy and I'll be like, oh, he's spitting. I like this. No auto-tone. He not singing. He's actually rapping. And I always tell my friends who like just so East Coast, and I get it. And I always tell people everything is regional. I say, yo, I told my man, if we all grew up in Ohio, trust me, we would not like Nas and Jay-Z. We
There you
wouldn't.
go.
We would like Bone Thugs and Harmony. We would like Yo Gotti. Those would be our cats. If we grew up in the South, Boosie would be our guy.
Right.
I said, so y'all can't hate on them. I get it. They're and some of them is lyrical. You just got to get past the accent and stuff. But when I hear this music, every time I'm online, the sexy red chick is disgusting.
That's in my mind what I was thinking. Now, I don't listen to none of that. But when I heard
just talked about this last week.
When I heard that, I was like, my booty was a black.
Yeah.
And you got women, I'm telling you, I watch on Facebook defending it.
Yes.
Let her live. She doing her. I'm like, and I had to tell my man, I said, this was my daughter. My daughter 20 now, and she's a real 20. She's like such a square, and I love it. But even when she was like 12, 13 years old, I told my man, I said, yo, I have no problem riding around listening to Nas with my daughter. He's not vulgar.
He's not vulgar.
He's not telling women, yo, I want to stick it down your throat. I want to do this. I'm going to kill you niggas. I said, he's so I said, I have no problem with throwing on the Nas, listening to Black Thought and stuff like that, or Rhapsody and stuff like that. Right. I don't play Megan Thee Stallion and all them around my daughter. I said, now, she off on her own listening to it, that's her business. And I'm hoping she's not listening to it. Right. But y'all cannot sit up here and tell me that is classy music, because I had to tell my little nephew, I said, listen, nephew, because he was like, man, you so hard on him. I said, bro, I just left a concert with Salt and Pepper, Rakim, LL, Black Thought, Ice-T, and Chuck D, right? And Salt and Pepper and them perform Push It. Probably one of their most vulgar songs outside of Let's Talk About Sex was Educated.
Was an education song.
Right?
It was educational.
I said, now, fam, they're 53, 54 years old. I said, I want you to be honest with me. You really think Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B gonna be comfortable performing WAP at 55? And he got quiet. I said, fam, that song is disgusting.
It's disgusting.
It's very disgusting, bro. I said, I call it coochie music because that's all they talk about. I don't want to hear it. It's not attractive. It's not lyrical. It's not hip hop.
It ain't even true. You're lying half the time. You ain't even done half the things you saying in this music. So you're lying to the kids.
Blind leading the blind.
And they believe in the lies.
Last week, Jermaine Dupri, did you see the clip when he was? I think.
I didn't get all of it though.
And he said the girls was coming up to him because he DJ, and they was asking him. They say, "Can you play some hoe rap? Some young hoe?" That's like a genre of music. Hoe rap. Like, yo, this is where we at. Hoe rap is a genre. Now, hoe rap. Yo, I'm done, man.
That's crazy.
I'm done.
Listen,
the culture is cooked, bro.
It's cooked.
It's cooked.
That's why I'm single. What I supposed to
cooked.
do? What I supposed to do?
Yeah.
What I supposed to do? What I supposed to deal with?
Yeah.
What I supposed to do?
It's nasty out here,
Man,
man. It's nasty.
vicious.
What is you supposed
It's
to
vicious.
do?
Yeah, the dating pool. I tell you, it got Dookie and PP in the pool.
Listen.
Dookie and PP in the pool, man.
Even the whole, like, you see the little, you'll see the skits. Like, I was on, and you'll see the skits on, the girl just this, talking back. I don't care. And I look at the comments, I'm saying to myself, bro, or I'll see the skit or I'll see real interaction. I'm like, the way I'm set up, I don't deal with none of that. I don't deal with no loudmouth, ratchet,
Right.
the bonnet, none of that. When listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I judge.
Greasy.
I judge. If I'm at the airport and I see a broad in pajama pants, slippers, and bonnet, you a bum. You a bum. I don't care who you is. My mother, my sisters, they never came out the house with rollers in the hair.
Unless you in traffic, you can't help it.
Now, bad hair day, baseball cap, I get it.
Cool.
But come on, man. These young boys, I'm like, so when do these young boys start wearing pajamas and
Now, hold on, the boys is wearing
boys
bonnets.
wear bonnets. So the boys at my program, one of them comes in every day. He was so mad at me because I don't bite my tongue. He got the Nike one. And I make him roll it up. And it's filthy. It's white. And I'm like, sir, what you gonna do with this? He was like, how am I supposed to wash it? I don't want the Nike to fall off.
You want the Nike to fall off. But you want wingworm.
I said, put it in the sink.
You want ringworm on your
wash it by your
forehead,
hands. But then meanwhile, he always causing the most ruckus. He cussing me. And I said, next I said, you smell like pee. I said, you got a little brother. You got a little brother or sister at home you sleep with? He was like, no, why yes. I said, you smell like pee. So you mean to tell me, you ain't here making all this ruckus. You the one I see every time I turn the corner is you.
Yeah.
Your hat dirty.
And you smell like pee.
He trying to be cool in front of me because I'm a girl telling Miss I smell like that. I said, dude, you smell like pee. And put this hat in the sink with some detergent on it. They terrible.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the one thing about us, when we was talking about this years ago, and I said, bro, we was at the barbershops.
Mm-hmm.
Your homie knew how to cut
Come
hair.
on, quit
right.
playing.
Yo, we wanted to look fly.
Quit
We
playing.
wanted to get the bag.
Yeah.
I said, yo, and we wanted to get the girl.
The
I said,
girl.
these young boys don't want nothing but prison and murder.
Yeah.
They don't want They don't want no money.
And they drug addicts. Now it's cool to be a dope fiend now.
I've never seen this. I've
Like,
never
yo,
seen.
It's crazy.
He sent me a gang of interviews.
Yo.
Right? I swear to God, right?
Yo.
What did I say?
Yo.
I called him. I said, yo, bro, I can't watch this. Because I'm telling you, I'm at this stage now.
Yeah.
You can, even with social media, like I've been on social media for, I got a new phone, so I couldn't log on to Facebook. And I was telling him, I just logged back on today. As soon as I log on, what I see? Megan Thee Stallion, Clay. Megan Thee Stallion, Clay.
Yeah.
Why do y'all care about
do
people
y'all
who don't
care?
care about y'all?
Yeah.
And worry about your own relationship. I don't even know who Clay is, bro.
Me
You
neither.
know I don't do sports.
Yeah.
need
Right?
Right.
And listen, it is what it is. We all seen Megan get passed around the industry.
Yeah, right.
She been getting passed around. Like even one of my female friends said, she must be the problem. But it's like, I said, yo, my mind was so clean and free when I wasn't on. But when you see that stuff, and I'm watching the video, and I'm watching these dudes, and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, yo, they can't compare our rap. Our rappers, the most they did was smoke.
Yeah.
Might have been giggling
One
too
drug.
much in it.
One
I'm
drug
like,
we use.
Weed. I got to the one video with the one
And they had no
rapper.
fentanyl or nothing that in it.
Listen, the one rapper.
Season.
Yo, he asked the interviewer. He said, yo, you want a pill? He like, nah, man, I don't get down like that. He said, well, I'm going to take another one. I'm
Yo,
like,
did you see, the one nigga nodded off, dope fiend nod, while the dude was asking him questions. He woke up and said, oh, man, I'm tweaking.
yo, and then,
What happened?
And
Nigga,
here's
what
the
happened?
thing.
You was in an interview. You was supposed to be
Right.
getting interviewed.
And
I'd be like, interview over. Get this
And-
nigga
and-
out of here, man.
I'm in Tim Hortons every day. The man coming there to pick up y'all orders, cause me, you ain't door dashing me nothing. Ain't nobody ain't bringing me no food by DoorDash. I don't know what you did with it. I've never did DoorDash. Man coming there to pick up the DoorDash food. He stayed at Tim Hortons. He sleep. He high as a kite.
telling you.
He not. I said he gonna get 3rd-degree burns with the coffee. He at the counter for a good 2 minutes.
Out.
The other guy come right in my, he plopped down on the thing. They laugh at me. This man came in there and sat down. He 40 years old. And I asked all the questions because who are you? Where you at? He put out a pack. He running. He coming from CVS. Click, click. You know how you hear the pills click out the pack, the foil? Click, 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 click. All 16. Boom. It's all
Wow.
16. I said, how old are you? 39. I said, well, what is so bad in your life that you done took 16 pills
Oh,
in front of me?
man.
Like, it's alcohol.
There's no shame.
None.
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 None. And I'm telling
39.
you, it's like and the whole thing, like you just said, I told my man, I said, I would end the interview. Like, I'm going to tell you one of the worst interviews that I seen, and that's why I kind of lost respect for the Drink Champs, is when Kodak Black was on there.
Yeah.
And I'm not no fan of his music, but I'm looking, I said, this kid got a problem, and y'all making a spectacle out of this. Yeah, I would have ended the interview.
Right.
And stuff. But I said, whatever you got to do for views, to each his own, man.
Just like he said, the Michael Jackson movie. I ain't seen it yet, but I was reading the comments. They pissed off mad. Why they didn't talk about the sex scandal? Why they didn't talk about? Because they did it, and they don't got to.
They don't
Yeah,
got
that's
to.
what they want.
That's what they want.
Told you, they want that asterisk by everybody's name.
Yeah.
They pissed that they ain't do pedophile Mike.
They so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we coming to an end. Man, I appreciate y'all for putting
You
up,
already know,
You already
man.
Appreciate you for coming. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for
today.
having me.
Once again, shout out your
The Alabaster House.
all right. And where they can find you and things like that.
Facebook, on Facebook, The Alabaster House. Tiffany is my personal name.
Okay.
Phone number is 716-536-2079. And The Alabaster House, inc@gmail.com.
Cool. You still boycotting social media, or you?
Oh no, I'm back on Facebook.
You want people to follow you?
I'm back.
I know you don't like nobody, man.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back on the book. I'm still got the same.
I was off for 5 years.
I'm still the same. Anthony Clark on Facebook. Yeah, I can have my government. I ain't out here. I ain't told on nobody. I ain't in no trouble or nothing, so I can care less about my government name. But I do got a new Instagram. I had to start Instagram back over because they wouldn't let me log back on. It's Reels108 on Instagram.
TylerMar.com. That's it. Follow me there. Get the music. We out.